deleted on Facebook. We're going to have to go back in. Just go back in and we'll start a little late. Okay, there we go.
It's time for another episode of Meet the Author podcast.
Tonight is a special edition of Meet the Author podcast, but just as enjoyable as all the other shows.
On these podcasts, you'll meet insightful authors.
And as always, you'll enjoy the casual conversations.
You can watch it live, or you can enjoy the show when you have time.
We're talking about books and the pangs of writing and publishing them.
Now, on with the show.
Good evening.
Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Joan. We're so glad that you decided to join us. And if you overheard our beginning conversation, you know I was very frustrated with Facebook.
We are totally unedited here.
Yes.
So, and we don't go back and take those things out. So
No. So what you see is what you get.
For real.
Chris Chrisman said, "Hi, Rob and Joan. Good evening, Anu from North Missouri, U.S." Hi, Chris. Hi, Rob and Joan. Good. Oh, well, that was put in twice.
Oh, once on Facebook, or once on LinkedIn and once on YouTube.
Okay. Robin Madrich. Hi, I can hear you talking just in case you didn't know.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank
and
you,
hello.
Robin. Chris Chrisman said, "I can hear you." Okay.
Okay.
All right. There we go. Paul Hollis said, "Good morning, everyone." Good morning, Paul, since it is 4:30 a.m. in India for poor Anu.
Yeah, right.
Joe Conchal said, "Good evening, Rob and Joan." Good evening. And Chris Chrisman says, "The good old new days of live radio show."
You betcha. You betcha.
Yeah, before we start and before we bring Anu up, I think there's something we need to talk about. We've already gotten some emails from people that have been concerned about us. And if you didn't know, our last podcast, our last Haunted Campfire Tale podcast happened to be about haunted objects. And we mostly talked about haunted dolls, including Annabelle, the doll. Let's see if I can find a picture of her. Yes, here she is. Annabelle the doll. That's where she normally lives, at the Warrens Museum, behind a glass case and surrounded by salt. So anyway, she was on a tour called the Devil's Run Tour, and her handler and tour guide died on the tour in Gettysburg. And it was very unexpected. The police say they cannot see any evidence of foul play, but of course, nobody knows why he passed away. He was only 54. We think Annabelle should stay at home.
I think so too. And we shouldn't talk about her anymore.
I am not worried talking about her, but people have been worried about us, and we're fine. And we always do a lot of protections before, during, and after an investigation. So, and we would never do a Devil's Run tour. Never. So, right. Just saying.
Right. So, on a cheerier note,
yes.
In the book world, news, the next Magnolia Bluff Crime Chronicles book is about ready to be launched here on the 22nd of July. and that's by Joe Conjal. His next release is book 38 in the Magnolia Bluff Crime Chronicles series, and the name of it's Blood is Thicker Than Money. I think we do have a picture of it here. The cover, Blood is Thicker Than Money, and it looks like it's going to be really good. I read, if you go onto Amazon, you can read the little blurb about it. And it sounds like it's going to be really good. The ebook is available for pre-order right now for 99 cents. So if you want to get that pre-order special, go ahead and jump in there and get that. And like I said, it's going to be released on July 22nd. So it's up and coming very soon.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yeah, we have a couple of more comments. Chris Chrisman said, wow, that's sad. It is really sad. He was really young. He has been an investigator for about 10 years. So yeah, it's sad. And Joe Conjal said, wow, in Gettysburg of all places, right? The only place I could think of that would have been creepier would have been Salem, Massachusetts.
Right.
But I mean, Gettysburg, and you know where he was, where the tour was at the orphanage where we were last year.
Well, another place that would be kind of creepy would be Dollywood.
Oh, stop
Annabelle,
it.
Dolly.
Anyway. And Robin Major said, yay, Joe, for your new book coming out. Joe says, thank you, Robin Joe. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Chris said, great title, Joe. It is. You, not you.
Thank you.
And Joel said, thank you, Chris.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, I did get frustrated and my cheeks are quite red. That's not rouge from my frustration.
I even went in and reconnected, made sure we were all set up and everything. And yep.
Still had problems.
Still had a problem. So
anyway,
it's like, there's no telling.
We don't have anything else to talk
I don't
about.
think we have any other news that we've gathered that we want to bore people with.
I did want to talk to you about Annabelle, though, since that we had just done a show about that. And I know people have been concerned about whether we are in danger when we do those things. And no, we're not. We're good.
Okay. Well, our guest tonight has gotten up very early this morning on the other side of the world to talk to us and share with us. So we want to bring her in now. And welcome, Anu. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me to the show, Rob and John.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for agreeing to get up so early.
Yeah, I know. I'm amazed that you would do it, but I'm glad because then you can do a live show and the audience can talk to you and that sort of thing. And that's always fun. Right away, let's bring up some of your books. I think the one that we're going to talk about tonight is The Intuitive Edge, a DIY tarot card for smarter decisions in love and business.
Tarot guide.
Yeah. And this is a tarot guide, yes, for love and business that's available on Amazon, correct?
It is.
Yes. And I think I need one because people that watch the show know I have tarot cards, but I'm not very good at using them. My daughter is very good at using them, but I'm not. I always get really confused. And so I think I can use a DIY guide. Oh, I did want to talk a little bit about tarot and the history of tarot. And I know we've talked about this before, but wow, I put that on airplane mode and then it just popped up anyway. In 15th century, it was a card game that developed in Italy, and it was called tarocchi at that time. In the 18th century, Antoine Coeur de Gébelin, who linked tarot to ancient Egyptian wisdom, and that sparked interest in using the cards for divination. And so occultists and other people started using it at that time, especially Jean-Baptiste Alliot created the first divination deck, which is different than the original card game deck. So that's just a little bit of the back history of tarot. And now it's basically used for divination, right, Anu?
Yes, it is.
Do you want to tell us how you use tarot?
Yes, I can tell you. See, I am also a certified life coach, and people from all over India, they used to come and ask me for help in their breakups, about their relationships in general, and about their career. Then, about 5, 6 years back, I started doing tarot also. So, apart from healing them, apart from telling them how to overcome their grieving, their issues, I also started doing tarot readings for them. Sometimes the readings were very personal because these people, they did not want of their friends or family members to know about what they are going through. So that is why I wrote this book on do it yourself, so that the people can learn tarot on their own quickly, and they can practice, and then they can find out on their own what uh, the outcome is going to be for the relationship or their business, or how their day is going to be. And I have noticed about tarot one thing, that tarot is very current energy, and it changes from week to week, and it is very energy specific. Therefore, if a person is doing tarot for himself or herself, usually the outcome is more accurate,
Ah,
especially for long distance. That is why I encourage people doing tarot for themselves. And people are now picking up. I also have my YouTube channel. I have just begun. I have
oh,
started giving tarot classes where you can actually learn the meaning of tarot, and then you can find out about what the day have in store for you. Having said that, I also want to emphasize that the outcome of the day depends entirely in your hands. In I am a Hindu from India, so we say karma, the actions. So even if the tarot card is saying that the day is not going to be very pleasant, or you are going to face some backlash from your boss, or you are not expecting something good from your girlfriend, you can take certain actions in life to change the outcome of your day, at least to a certain degree. This is what I promote, this is what I say to all the people across the world who come to me. And interestingly, people from neighboring countries and places like Europe, they also come to me for tarot readings. I am on Instagram, so people, they ask me questions. So I say the same thing to them, that okay, I am telling you what your girlfriend is thinking about you, what is the outcome of the relationship. But if you do a corrective behavior, if you prepare for an interview, the chances are there that you can actually change the course of your life.
yes. And one of the things that Anu said when we had our pre-show that I really loved was people would come to her and say, well, I passed the test. And she said, well, if you study, you will pass the
Yeah.
test. And that's how she looks at tarot. And I know that our daughter, Jess, reads tarot for herself and her children and her husband every morning. And our friend Beth does the same thing, but they don't use it as well, they use it the way that you said it. They use it to see what the tarot card says, but they get to choose how they live their life and what they're going to do with their life. Chris Chrisman says, I love and have used my tarot cards since 1974. Looking forward to reading your book. I'm looking forward to reading your book too. Maybe I'll learn how to do it.
There you go.
Yeah, because I'm really bad at it. And Chris Chrisman says, whatever the card, you still have to choose. Right, Chris. I think that's what Anu is saying. It's your life and you're living it, and you don't have to depend on what the tarot says. If you don't like what it says, choose something different.
Right.
Make a change. And then you are the author of what's happening in your life, not the tarot card. That's what you were trying to say, correct?
That
You,
is right.
it's good to
I'm
change
surrounded
yours.
by non-believers because see, tarot works on energy, and are surrounded by energy. We have to tap into that. I want to tell you how I began my journey when I was living in China. I was very unhappy that I left my country, India, and shifted to a new place where the closest Indian I knew was living about 10 kilometers away. So I could not speak Mandarin at that time, and I was a kind of lonely, if you can use that term. Not alone, but feeling lonely. Then one day, my husband came to me with a book on mantras in Hindu chanting mantras, and that book was written by Thomas Ashley Farran. He is no longer in this world, but he was a New York priest at that time. And my husband said that I found this book in a dustbin, and but I know you like to read, so I brought this book for you. So that book I feel made its way to me, and I opened that book, and that book spoke about how you can use the power of sound by chanting so that you can attract whatever you want from your life. So just out of curiosity, I started to chant certain mantras to change my life, and it said the things will happen within 40 days. At that time, I was just experimenting. So I picked one mantra and started chanting that mantra. And surprisingly, within 20 days, things started to change for me. I was doing on a Lakshmi mantra for money. At that time, I had just started my content PPO, and I could see I am getting more orders for my content. For I could get more projects. Then at that time, I realized it was in 2008. I realized that yes, energies are very real. And I am a science student. At that time, I was an IT journalist. I was into science, technology, and how the iPhone was new at that time. So I was not thinking about energies at all. But in a way, God sent that book to me. And then this is how I entered the world of tarot, energy, astrology, and divinity as a whole. So once I did all the experimentations on myself, only then I began offering it to the world. But still, people around me, they come and ask me that, do you still believe in astrology? Do you still believe in tarot? So I say yes. Somebody, a higher energy has made you. All these planets are running on some system, some great scientific system. So while you are doing research on cancer, or you may be trying to design a different iPhone, you cannot deny the fact that supernatural works, and you have to work best to tap into the most positive aspect of it. And this is what I do.
Yes. and that's very true. I think it's really I'm really surprised that you were the age that you were before you got into this, because I would think, oh, Joe Conjal said his sound went out. He needs to do a reboot. So
Okay.
Joe will be back in a moment. But I think what's interesting to me is that when I think of India, I think of people that are much more in touch with energies and the spiritual and what have you than we are here in the United States. But the reason that I found that funny is because I started my journey when I was 7 years old. I started experiencing things that other people
Spiritually.
spiritual, yes,
Mhm.
on the spiritual side of
Right.
things. And I could hear things and see things, and so I knew about energy from a very young age, because all of those things that I was seeing and hearing were energy. They weren't flesh and blood people. So it was energy from a very, very early age. So but I would have thought that you would have had this walk much longer than most people, but it's really been relatively short time, right, in your life, just since China. So that's
Yeah,
that's
2008.
fascinating.
You are right. In India, we do have many temples around us and lot of mythological figures we keep on reading in our storybooks and in our scriptures. But once you start studying science, like I was studying physics, chemistry, and I was young at that time, so we were asked to focus on our careers and focus on what we want to do rather than spend time in thinking about things you're talking about. The young generation, I mean. So yes, now I can differentiate between mythology and science and what you can the power to choose what you want to choose, how you want to think. And I also strongly believe that things come to you when you are ready to receive them. In China, I was ready to receive this particular aspect of my life. There are certain people who are in their 50s, like me. I am 53, and there are still people who will not believe in what I do. So
Oh,
the teacher appears when the student is ready, and the way I have benefited is because I have an open mind. So I work full time and I do this also. It's not like it is impacting my life in any negative way. Like I'm
right.
not drowned by this information, or I'm not overwhelmed. I'm able to balance this. So um, sometimes people go overboard also as far as energies and spirits and their hobbies are concerned.
Yeah.
This is also
Yeah.
something that I've seen in India, in other parts of the world also. So you
Yeah.
have to make a balance in how you live your life every day. I do tarot, yes, but I also am practical and grounded to make sure that I live my life in a holistic manner on day-to-day basis.
Robin says, agreed, Anu. It's amazing when that happens and you discover something has been given to you or reached out to you or fallen within your sphere right when you need it. Yeah. And George Dismuke says, okay, I'm here.
Hi,
Namaste
George.
to your guest. And Chris Chrisman said, my church going grandmother had the gift. She could read palms and also tea leaves. Ooh, I'd love to learn how to read palms and tea leaves. That's interesting. I've never
We
tried
have
that.
palms out there.
Yes. Paul Hollis says, there was a tarot reading in one of my books. Though not focused on either love or business, it was fascinating to learn about it. Looking forward to reading your books to actually understand it. Yeah, there's actually a lot to understand. I mean, you were talking about, that there were the two sides of your life. One was the educated business IT kind of side of your life, and then the other one was about energy and spiritualism with signs and divination and tarot and that kind of thing. And I think that tarot has a lot. I mean, like I said, I've read it and I've read books on how to use the tarot. And I've told you I use certain things. I use crystals and that sort of thing. But I've really never been able to. I guess I don't feel confident in being able to use the tarot or understanding what the card means. I've read about what the cards are supposed to mean. And my daughter keeps saying, just use your intuition, mom. You know what they mean. But it's like a big leap for me because it's so different.
So Anu, your book, you talk a lot about business, using tarot in business, and we talked in the pre-show about interviews and that sort of thing and how useful it was. Can you explain
Yes.
that edge of
I
it, or
can
that
do
end of it?
that. So, I was working in a education institute last year for 1 year, and through that, I had to place my students in different parts of India for jobs placement. So, in that aspect, I met many recruiters, the HR people. So these human resources people, they keep on meeting many candidates and they are confused which candidate to choose. For one job position in India, we are these days getting thousands of applications. So I have recently done my research paper on a startup ecosystem, on how entrepreneurs and businesses, especially startups, are using tarot to reach corporate decision making. I interviewed about 70 people, and I during my research I found out that people are confused between two candidates because each of them is so spectacular. They all come from a same education background, but at some point of time the decision making is not clear to them. So I asked them to use tarot cards and use their intuition to find out how this person is going to be for their organization. And they told me that yes, we have previously used our intuition to select candidates, and they are now open to use tools such as tarot to find out whether the candidate A or candidate B is going to be perfect for my company, especially in this era when people are losing jobs, resigning so quickly. We have seen youngsters, they job one certain organization and within 2 months they leave. So the company spends 2 months of training. They invest, or
Yeah.
sometimes 3 or 4 months, and then that person leaves another organization because
Yeah.
he or she finds a better paying job or for their own personal reason.
Yeah.
So these HR people receive a lot of flack from their superiors that why did you not do the proper background check before you hired the person? You are wasting my time by bringing such candidates. So in such cases, people are now using cards, tarot cards that then come to me and they use tarot themselves and they now choosing the person whom they feel will be sticking for a longer role in the organizations. That is one aspect of it, recruitment. And also sometimes they have to take difficult investment decisions. Bangalore, where I live, is a startup hub, and people they keep on looking for investors who are going to invest in their businesses. So people who are investing, they also have to be careful where should they invest. The business looks very promising and I know it's going to work according to the data my data scientists have given me. But in this very difficult world, with uncertain world, will my investment will pay off? So once you are stuck in these conditions, they turn to tarot, they turn to astrologers. Astrology, as you know, it works in a longer duration. They will tell you how your planets are going to move in July or in August. Tarot is very current energy. I can tell you sitting here what you are thinking about me. So I suggest investors, when somebody is painting a rosy picture in front of you and they are speaking such high and about their businesses, you should follow your intuition also because this is a hard earned money. Use tarot. So I have interviewed them and they have agreed and they have used my advice. They have used tarot to choose where to invest their money for startups. So this is how the people around me and I'm teaching them to use tarot for businesses.
So Joe Conjal says, "Hi Anu, do you find that most businesses readily accept tarot cards, or do some not believe?"
There are some people who do not believe in tarot, but once they see my background, because I am on LinkedIn and people have been following me for over a decade now for the work I do. So educated people around me, when they see that somebody like her is using tarot, it should be good, it should be useful, so slowly they start believing in tarot. So what I am trying to say here is it depends on who is using tarot. Somebody authentic, somebody who's practical, grounded, and you see that this person is also taking intelligent decisions in their career. They have read my book, so they kind of start believing in me, and then they start learning. And they know I'm doing a PhD from a reputed institute in tarot and astrology. So when they see my credentials, then they start believing. People who don't believe, so the answer is yes, they still are non-believers. But when I am very confident of what I am doing, and when I do some tarot for them, and they see the result, yes, this is what exactly I am thinking right now. You're doing the right thing. Your tarot speaks the truth. Then they start coming around.
Well, like you said, you've been doing this for some time now, and results speak. You can't argue with results. And you've gotten good results with tarot. So that's what they need to look at. I also found it very interesting, Anu, that you said that it's better if we read our own tarot, because nobody knows me better than me, right? And nobody is going to make decisions better for me than me. So that's a very good point. That's why we should buy the book and learn how to do tarot, so we can do our own tarot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the questions are very personal, John, and you
Yeah.
don't want the other people to know what exactly I am going to ask. And secondly, the energy, as I said previously, once I shuffle these cards, the energy goes into them, right? So the John's energy is going to be very different from Anuradha's energy. So if you use your energy to ask something, the results are going to vary. That is why I encourage people to do their own tarot. In fact, when people come and ask me, I ask them to sit in front of me. Then we both of us meditate. Then sometimes I give the cards to them. I have cleansed and charged, and then I ask the people to shuffle the cards sitting in front of me. Then the energy goes there, and then they do spread the cards, and then they pick out, and then I do a reading for them. So the reading is very different from when they pick the cards and show to me, as compared to when I
Sure.
do meditation and then I pick the cards for them. So this is also what I have seen.
Joe says, but if we all read our own tarot, you will be out of a job, LOL.
Yes,
No, she'll
you are
still
right.
be selling books.
But it'll be a happy
Okay,
world.
so I know how to cleanse and and cleanse and charge crystal. How do you cleanse, of energy? I know how to cleanse and charge crystal of energy, but how do you cleanse and charge tarot
I
cards?
keep them in the. I have many tarot cards, and suppose a very unhappy person has come to me, and the person is asking me difficult questions. So I feel the energy is going out. So what I do is I will keep these cards in the sunlight in my room, so that they are breathing and they are absorbing the sun energy. And I also have many crystals from across the world. Once in the I come back in the evening, and my cards, they have absorbed the sunlight. I will keep many crystals over them, so that the crystals are charging them. Those crystals are also charged, like you have just told me that you know how to cleanse the crystals. Once those crystals are cleansed, I will keep those crystals here overnight, sometimes in the moonlight. And then I do a lot of chanting also. We have the Gayatri Mantra, we have the Om Namah Shivaya. So I'll put some incense, and then I'm going to chant and in front of these cards. And then using all these techniques, my the atmosphere is purified, and these cards are ready to be used again.
I do actually have crystals that are just for cleansing and charging, actually, and I keep my other crystals around them. And then I need to take them out for moonlight and recharge and cleanse them, and also running water, which you cannot do with your tarot cards. The running water won't work for tarot cards.
So if you don't cleanse them, they're not going to work.
If you don't cleanse them, they contain the energy of the last person that you read for.
And the readings are not accurate.
Yeah.
They will definitely, some card will come. See, the tower card is coming, just to give you the other, the answer is not going to be accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the crystals. It's not going to be accurate either.
Right.
If it's full of other people's energy, or, different things that have been absorbed into the crystal, then it's not going to read correctly. So I know to a lot of you, this all sounds like a lot of woo-woo, but it's a fact, a fact of the life of dealing with energy. But when you think about it, everything has energy. Everything in the world has energy. We know that, we know that
I
rocks
can
have
give you an
energy and
example.
water.
Uh,
Hmm?
John, you're talking about India and how Indians are very much into energy. So while chanting the mantras, we are asked to use one bead. There's one bead mala. So you have to go chant, use it be one bead by one, and do it 108 times. And then you can wear that bead mala, around your neck. So they say that nobody should touch that mala, that beads. Why? Because if you touch it, the energy is spoiled. So the same thing I can be saying about tarot. If you are using it, it is your energy. So I'm just relating to mythology, what people talk about chanting and tarot cards. Every person have a different aura. Every person has a different energy. If I do a lot of chanting and meditation and prayers, I will be more. My aura is going to be more cleansed as compared to a person who's not cleansed. It's nothing to do about being good or bad. I'm talking about the aura. So that is how you should not be touching the cards when you're not in the correct frame of mind. Suppose I'm very tensed. I had a fight with my neighbor, for example, and you want me to do a reading for you. So I'm so angry right now because that person has wronged me. These cards will give me something else. So I have to calm down. I have to meditate and be in the right frame of mind to give you the correct reading. This is also important.
Yes, I can see
I get
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same as even when you talk to somebody, if you've just
Right.
had a big argument with somebody else, you may
That
not be
energy
as
goes
that
right
energy.
out at you. Yeah.
And it's also why I really believe that if you want to talk to somebody about something, you should do it with the right energy, not if you're angry and you're trying to convince someone of something, then they're only going to receive the anger. They won't receive what you're trying to say. If someone's angry with you and they're yelling at you, you're just going to feel all that anger. Even if what they're saying makes sense and has wisdom in it, you're not going to get any wisdom. You're going to get anger. And then that just escalates and it's very bad. So I think that's something everybody can understand about energy, what energy is, is having been in that kind of a situation where you have a disagreement with somebody, and if you're yelling at them or they're yelling at you, that's the energy you receive. It's in the words actually don't matter at that point, you know? I used to
It
be
is
in,
it is good to keep a journal. It is good to keep a journal when you're trying to heal from a breakup or from when you're grieving. What you do is you can keep one diary, and when you do tarot, you write down today is 14th of July, and today I'm doing a tarot, and these cards come, and this is how I'm feeling right now, and this is what I have done. So after a week, you again do a tarot reading and write down that this is what I have done in the past week, and this is my current situation, and this is how I behaved last time, and this is what I am doing right now. So if you see your tarot reading for a week or 2 weeks, you'll see a behavior pattern emerging. So it will help you understand yourself better. And the same thing goes for business decision. Because human mind, you forget things. But if you are into good decision making, and if you want to really heal from a breakup, if you really want to come out of a situation, it is very important to journal your thoughts and see your progress so that you don't fall back into the old pattern of repeating your bad mistakes. This is what I tell people because you're your best judge. You know And you people don't like to be pointed out that this is what you are doing wrong. So better to see yourself where you're going wrong by writing after you finish a tarot reading yourself.
Yeah. Not many of us like being told what we're doing wrong. Constructive criticism is really good, though. All authors need constructive criticism, and we appreciate it because we can learn from them. But yeah, you're right. I can see why you think that people should do their own tarot readings. I know that most tarot, I know actually all the tarot readers here don't touch the tarot card deck. They give you you take the tarot card deck, you shuffle it yourself, and you put out the cards, and then they tell you what it means. So, and that's the same reason, I'm sure, is that your energy being there.
Joe has a question there.
Okay, Joe has a question. He says, are you receiving energy from the cards, or are you providing the energy?
That is a very good question. So I am providing the energy by my thoughts, by my deep thoughts and my aura around me, and the cards are reciprocating by answering me. It is a Q&A session mostly. It is like tarot is my best friend, my guru, my guide sometimes. So I am asking tarot, tell me what to do. And when I ask the question, I give my energy. Please tell me whether I should accept this job or not. So I'm giving my energy, and the tarot is answering me. So in a way, they are answering me by giving me some signal, by giving me some card. So it is also a form of energy, but that is my guru, that is my guide. So it is give and take. But mostly I am receiving more. I am receiving the answer. They are guiding me. So my guru, I keep at a higher pedestal. I'm asking. He's answering. The tarot cards in a given position because the tarot cards are guiding me.
Okay, so Robin says, so together you would use this to modify your own behavior, decisions, and outlook, yes? Meaning the journaling with the cards. You would use those two things, journaling and using the cards.
Yes, most people come to me when they are very unhappy and they don't know where to turn to. They
No.
are not able to find solutions for the problems they are struggling with right now, and then they approach me. So, yes, they are turning to me and the cards to change their behavior, to find some solace, and to live a happier life. And this is mostly true when they are going through some relationship problems. I have seen very educated people also, doctors, engineers, who otherwise they have to put up a brave front outside in their lives. Doctors, I'm talking about. I have many doctors on my Instagram who come to me, and they have patients coming to them. So they are counseling their patients in the operation theaters, in their OPD, but there's nobody to talk to them. So they come and talk to me about the relationship problems, that my wife is not behaving nicely to me, and what do I do? I'm very unhappy. My work is being impacted because of this behavior. So I help them, and they are ready to change also. I tell them the relationship is where the relationship is going. So yes, coming back to your question, tarot work as a healing to them. I work as a healer by guiding them, and they benefit from it. They change their behavior. They know what's going to happen to them, and step by step, they come out of their unhappy situation.
Also, when you use tarot, really it is your energy, and you are just looking to that for guidance, but you make your own decisions, and you are the author of your own life, and you go out and you do these things. Tarot isn't going to do it for you. It's just like a tool to use to move forward, right? And to help you make decisions and to do that. But it's really you that has to do the work. You have to go out there and do it. Yeah.
Which is kind of difficult in the world we live in here, especially in the United States. Everyone wants instant answers and they want to get there fast, and they don't want to wait around. They don't want to do the work. They want instant answers. So this is really good because it helps you slow down. You know what I mean? It helps you get out of that world and do something that's meaningful and is going to last for a long time, right?
Sometimes, Rob, people know that the partner is wrong for them. We all are blessed with a gut feeling. God gives an intuition to everybody. And once they come to me, they know that things are not going the right way, but they need a third party affirmation that yes, things are definitely not going the right way. So, in the way, and same for tarot, if they know that that person is hurting me, and tarot also say yes, this person is not right for me, it validates their gut feeling, it validates their intuition. So it acts as a support system that is holding their hand and reaffirming their gut feeling, their intuition, and taking them to the right path.
Yes, my daughter says actually it really just tells you what you already know. She said when you read tarot, it's really just telling you what you already know, and it's like, yep, you knew this, so there it is. So yeah, I think that's true. It's I think that's true about crystals, using crystals or any other form of divination. It's really things that you've already known. It's just like, that's what I thought. Like, for
And
example,
as far as non-believers are concerned, in my book, I have put many case studies. And same I'm doing with my research paper. My first research paper is published, and I'm already working on my second research paper and my PhD thesis. So once they are out there, people will have many case studies to fall back on, so they can see how people have benefited from tarot. And once they read this book, and once they read this thesis, they are going to scientifically turn into a believer. People who don't believe it, the energy, once they have proof, and when it's validated by businessmen and renowned people, and then they will start thinking differently. This is what I think.
and educated people, as you said.
Educated people.
Mhm.
Educated people. Correct.
You have your
Professor,
PhD. You're educated.
I am.
Let's make that very clear.
So you currently have 3 books out there published. Which one was your first one? Was it Happy
My
Days in
first,
China?
my first book was Happy Days in China, because I have lived in China. So I have journaled my, all the activities, my experiences there. And this book was published long time back, but it was very popular because at that time internet was not as much popular as it is now. So through my book, people could learn and understand about China, it is, what living in China is all about. In this book, I have written about how a general Chinese will treat a foreigner there, and they are all very nice and polite and kind people. I had so much fun staying there, eating the local food, interacting with local people. And I have written, journaled my experiences traveling around China. I have climbed the Huangshan mountain. It's the long 14 kilometer long trek. I have been to the experience the Chinese New Year, and so on and so forth. I can go on and go on about it. My husband, he still goes to China every month, or if not every month, every other month, on business trips. So China, I find, is a very sweet country. In fact, Rob and Joan, you are sitting in USA. USA is also such a wonderful country. What I feel is this world needs to meet more people from across the globe so that they know that everybody is same. We all want love, respect, recognition, and kindness. And once the people understand this, they'll stop this hatred which we see in the newspaper every day. I may be sounding very philosophical right now, but I have been in international relations. I am the head of international relations for an education institute, and I have been in this field for over about 12 years now. So it is my job to talk to people from all across the world almost every day. I specialize in partnerships from international education institute. So in my experience, I meet wonderful people like you almost every day, and I see that they all feel the same. I'm talking about feeling. They are curious about how I live, what I eat, how I go about my life, how's the weather in Bangalore. And if we interact more, if we talk more to each other, the whole world someday will be united, and there will be lesser wars in this world.
We all want the same thing, you
You
want
are
somebody to love, you want a partner in life, most of us want to have children. We want our children to grow up to be successful and to be happy. um, we want to have grandchildren, we want to see our grandchildren. I mean, most people want that. We all want the same thing. It doesn't matter where in the world we live. It's all the same. It's it's all very much the same. But yeah, I'd love to go to China. China looks to me to be an absolutely beautiful country. It's so vast and so large. Um, a friend of ours went there. She has passed away since of kidney
Yeah.
cancer, so I can tell the story. My friend used to travel all around the world, and she would always bring me back a
Souvenir.
a rock or a stone from that country. And so when she went to China, she brought me back a piece of the Great Wall of China.
Don't
Yeah, I do not recommend that you do this, people.
we sent it back, by the way? No, we didn't.
No, I didn't. When she
They're going to be at our door here in a minute.
when she went to Egypt, this is so awful. She brought me back a little piece of King Tut's tomb. I'm telling you, my
Well,
friend
thank you.
was so crazy.
Something
She'd be
from-
like
From
Ireland. Yes, she brought me back a rock from Ireland, not a fairy stone. I said, "Don't you bring me back a fairy stone from Ireland, because I'll have to send it back to Ireland." But yeah, she traveled all around the world, and she'd always bring me a piece of that country. But those two things, I was like,
Yikes.
"You're crazy." I'm so glad nobody saw her doing that. Chris Chrisman said, too funny, Joan. Yeah, that was my friend Jennifer.
So your next book then was
Us.
this one?
Rewritten.
I had written a book on it's a self-help book. It's called the Happiness Handbook.
Oh, okay. I
The
don't have
happiness,
that one
the
up here.
Happiness Handbook.
Okay. We don't have that one.
I don't think we have that. The Happiness Handbook.
Because I am a neuro-linguistic programming specialist, NLP specialist. So I have done a certificate course in that and practiced it starting from my China days. So I have written a book on that, and I tell this to my clients that because I'm also do astrology, certain things are meant to happen in your life. Once we are born, the planets are in a particular way. You cannot decide how you look, your gender, the where you are born, your siblings, and so on, such thing. So if something is happening to you, you are supposed to experience that. I'm not saying that if a bull is charging at you, you should just come and embrace it. You have to run. You have to face the situation. But if you find yourself in certain situation, don't run. You stay there and try to solve the problem. Because if you don't learn any lesson from them, you can go to Brazil, you can go to China, and you will see that the same circumstances again appear in front of you in different shape and form. So God will keep on putting you in that situation because He wants to learn you how to correct your behavior. So tarot will help you, but you have to actually change to learn that lesson.
Right.
Some
Right.
people try to choose abusive partners. They like being abused because they suffer from low self-esteem. So God wants you to come up, stand up for yourself, and speak for yourself. This is just a small example. So what I'm saying is, if I found myself to be in China, if I find myself to be born in India, this is what's supposed to happen to you. So I have to make the best use of the situation and live my life in the best possible way. This is what I'm telling you.
Yep. Or else you just will keep running into that same wall. So Joe Conjal said, did she bring you the Blarney Stone? And no, she didn't even bring me a piece of the Blarney Stone.
Thank goodness.
Robin Majors said, I collect stones from places I go. Oh, that's interesting, Robin. They seem to carry the memory of my experience with them, but I've never taken stones from places that could get me arrested. I know, the Great Wall of China. I was like, are you kidding me? That one really bothered me the most. I was like, oh, don't ever do anything like that again. Chris Chrisman said, I did take some small pieces from the petrified forest. Oh, Chris.
They'll be knocking on your door shortly.
Yeah, they have letters of people returning and saying, I'm so sorry I took it. Robin said, tisk, tisk, Chris. Oh, and that bigger piece of lava rock from the Idaho State Park, LOL. I've brought home lava rock.
Yeah, that stuff blasts all over the world anyway. So
it does. It blasts. I've brought home lava rock from Hawaii and places.
So do you want to talk about this book here at all? What this is about?
My book, The Happiness Handbook, this is about how you can use neuro-linguistic.
Is this the Happiness Handbook?
No, I can give you the link if in the chat. Just give me 1 minute.
What is Us Rewritten? What is that about?
This is your book, right?
This is not my book. My book is called The Happiness Handbook by Anuradha Shukla.
Okay.
This is the same person with your name. That's crazy.
Okay, that is crazy. Okay, so you
Look
have Happy Days.
Watch here, bring that up so you can see Anu. Look.
Yeah, see your name is
Anuradha Shukla.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
so
crazy.
we'll forget that one.
That's so crazy. Is that on her page on Amazon? That's on your page on Amazon. So you need to go in and change that.
I'll ask them. I'll definitely ask them.
You'll have to do it.
That other children's book is on there too.
Yeah, that children's book is on there too.
You have the handbook that goes along with Happy Days. And then you also
because I have been in content writing for more than 15 years, so maybe there was some crisscross. I was an IT journalist and I've written thousands of articles on IT and some stories also, short stories for children. So because my name is all over the internet, sometimes these things may happen. I'm assuming that.
Yes. Okay, so everybody watching this show, Happy Days in China.
And then the handbook.
The Happy Days handbook. And then the Intuitive Edge. And those are yours.
But the Intuitive Edge is what I want to buy. Because I want to figure out this tarot card thing and see if I can do it.
Okay. Now, as far as you don't have any website, but you are on Amazon and you're on LinkedIn. Also, I wanted to add, if anyone is trying to find your books or has trouble finding them or wants to get in touch with you, they can contact us at carternovels@aol.com. Send us an email. And we'll be happy to put you in touch with her.
With Anu.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, well, this has really been fun. I think the hour went by really fast.
It went zipping by.
I'm surprised. Does anyone have any more questions or comments that they would like to make to Anu because now's the time to speak or forever hold your peace.
But she wants to go have breakfast.
It's 5:30 now.
Paul Hall has said, very informative show tonight. Fascinating.
And tomorrow
Thanks.
morning.
Tomorrow morning. Yes, it said she's a day ahead of us.
Yeah.
Chris Chrisman said, thank you for another special show. Thanks, Chris. Robin Madrix says, I don't, but I want to say thank you. This was very interesting. It was very interesting. And it's always good to learn things. Joe Conjal says, awesome show tonight. Thank you, Anu. And of course, Robin Joan. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We appreciate you always showing up. And it's been an amazing show. And I do want to understand how to use tarot. I want to give it a shot. There are some things that I don't think I'm very good at with divination, but maybe it's easier for us, depending on who we are, what we can use for that, you know?
Right.
Because there's lots of things that can be used for that. Just your own intuition. I think, you know, that even some people have trouble with meditation, and other people find meditation really easy. I used to listen to this Buddhist monk who said that our monkey brain is always talking. And so when you're trying to meditate, you have to tell your monkey brain to be quiet. And he said, even when, and I think this is true when you first start to meditate, that in meditation, by the way, is a way of divination. It's a way of hearing from the divine, which is all divination is. It's hearing God speaking to you and learning what God has for you to do. And so, you know, when you're first doing anything like that, it takes a while, I think, to learn how to, whatever practice it is, whether you're meditating or if you're using crystals or if you're using tarot, or I know some people use mirrors, and I'm not going to do that.
Nope.
That's never going to happen for me.
Right.
But yeah, whatever works best for you. We've got another comment. Monkey brain. So that's my problem when I'm trying to sleep at night. It is. I mean, right? Don't you really? Whenever he said that, I was like, yes, the monkey brain that's up there going, do. You're trying to meditate or whatever you're trying to do, and you think, oh, I've got to go to Costco later on. And then the next thing it says was, I wonder what pair of shoes I'm going to wear tomorrow. I mean, all this stupid stuff comes into your head, and you're like, be quiet. I'm trying to meditate.
All right. Well, thank
Another
you.
comment.
Let's see. Maybe got one more here.
Joe Conchal says, one last plug. Blood is thicker than money.
Or monkeys.
Releases this Tuesday. Get your copy ordered before the price goes up. We've already bought it. We pre-ordered it for 99 cents. Everybody can on Amazon. Chatter. Yes, chatter. Exactly.
Okay, we're going to move you over to the side now. Thank you, Anu, for joining us. And hopefully we'll talk again sometime.
Yeah.
And stick with us until we come back
to you after the show.
After we close everything off. Just sit right where you're at.
Breakfast.
Okay. So, and Joe, you jumped the gun there, but we got another one in there for you. We're going to tell everybody again about Blood is Thicker Than Money, book 38 and Magnolia Bluff Crime Chronicles. Ebook 99 cents right now. July 22nd is the release date, and then you can start reading. You will not be disappointed. Joe is an excellent author.
Yeah, he is.
So make sure you...
I'm waiting for that first chapter, Joe. I'm a little nervous.
There you go. Me too. Yeah, you and me both.
The last one was very exciting.
There you go. So I guess until next time.
That's all, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us for this special edition of Meet the Author podcast. Watch for more episodes in the future. In the meantime, you can enjoy episodes like this at indiebooksource.com or on YouTube at Meet the Author Podcast.